Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending the community meeting. My name is Gloria Boyd with Alliance Architects, and we are very excited for this opportunity to work with Bayles. We had the opportunity to work with the principal, Ms. Kennedy, and the staff, and we're hoping that you're pleased with what we're proposing. So right now I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know if everyone, I'm assuming, can you see my screen? Awesome. So again, like I said, thank you for giving us the opportunity. Alliance Architects was very excited to work on the school, and let's begin. So Bayles Elementary School, the project is including an addition and renovation scope of work. The overall scope of work includes the following: security updates, secure front vestibule, administration renovation and expansion, kitchen upgrades and expansion, cafeteria upgrades and expansion, building envelope repair, fire alarm replacement, roof replacement, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing upgrades, new marquee signage, and pavement and grading improvements. In this presentation that we're going to show you, we're going to focus on the front vestibule, administration expansion, kitchen expansion, and cafeteria expansion. In this slide that you see, this is a site plan, and the areas highlighted in blue are the areas that are affected by this project, and meaning as far as expansion. With the design of a secure front vestibule, we also had the opportunity to redesign the front entrance of Bayles Elementary. So as you can see in this colored rendering elevation, we had the opportunity to introduce more color to the building front entrance. We were able to add the school blue as accents, as well as a darker brick color with a canopy overhanging the front entrance. We also had the opportunity to allow for more storefront windows, so the staff or the front reception desk can see who's approaching the building. And as well as with the proposed addition, we also were able to add landscape to the front entrance. So in this colored landscape plan, you're able to see additional greenery added to the front entrance. Now, you know, loving Bayles and with all the existing landscape, we had the opportunity just to enhance it a little bit more with additional landscape. In this rendering, it's showing you the kitchen expansion. We wanted just to give you an idea of, you know, as far as, yes, it looks like just a brick wall, but this is the viewing in the teacher's parking area at the back of the kitchen. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the interior layout of the secure vestibule and administration expansion area. With the current existing conditions of the school, currently the secure vestibule is not typically, or it's not DISD standards, and it's not necessarily as controlled as we've designed today. In this particular design, we had the opportunity to have a more controlled environment for as far as who comes into the building and who's allowed to enter into the premises of the entire facility. So in this particular design, you see here is a secure vestibule. It, when allowed by the receptionist in the window viewing and the cameras and the upgraded secure cameras that they would receive, they would be, if allowed, they would only be able to enter into the reception area for either a check-in or check-out or whatever the typical protocol is for visitors, but also they can only be allowed by the receptionist with coming in through this door itself into this premises of the facility. This gives an opportunity of a more safe, secure environment, not only for the students, but also for the staff at the front desk. Also in areas highlighted in a green color, we also had the opportunity to give the administration office an expansion By doing this, this also gives an opportunity for the school staff to have the appropriate layout for as far as their working environment. Currently, their space is very tight. So this space allows for additional furniture and also additional areas for copy machines, for storage, for the mail slots, and it's more of a private area versus coming through the reception area that is currently laid out today. This is as this slide shows the elevations colored renderings of what we're proposing for the reception area. In this particular slide here, we're proposing a brand new reception desk and it has the appropriate ADA requirements. We would have currently with the existing school, it has a low ceiling. So what we're proposing is an exposed structural with the acoustical sound panels in the structure, also with LED lighting, which gives an idea of a more spatial environment with height, and also giving more storefront to give it more of an open feel versus a small enclosed space. In this elevation that you see, we have tile surface, floor surface, and plastic laminate reception desk with a wood grain facade, but also having an opportunity to add color in the background. So currently, as you can see, it is white, but that could change. But it gives an opportunity for a color accent. And this particular slide here, it's showing the viewing if on the receptionist desk side. And as far as you see more storefront. So again, it's more of an open floor concept. Currently right now, it's very enclosed with small spacing. We wanting to give this front environment a more open feel concept, and also viewing for the receptionist of who's coming in and who's coming towards the building and the reception area itself. Next, we're going to talk about the kitchen and cafeteria expansion. In this particular design or floor plan design, as you can see, the areas in blue are the the cafeteria expansion. We were able to relocate certain spaces that are next to the existing cafeteria to other locations of the building, which gave us an opportunity to make the cafeteria bigger, larger, for more students to come in, and hopefully this will create shorter lunch periods for the entire school. And in this layout itself, we actually added more storefront along the corridor, again, giving the ideal space of more natural light, but also making it feel more open and bigger than what it is currently today. And we do understand that currently in this layout, or in the existing conditions, all the kitchen equipment, or as far as large equipment such as refrigerators, freezers, and ice makers, are in the existing cafeteria itself. With this kitchen expansion, we were able to place all equipment inside this newly designed. This particular design will have state-of-the-art kitchen appliances. It would be up to, as far as health and food safety codes, and it would be upgraded to DISD's current standard designs for kitchen layouts. This layout also includes, as far as the right amount of storage, dry storage, and all as far as spaces for the kitchen staff. And in this environment here, as far as the division between the kitchen and the cafeteria, we had the opportunity to have another storefront as far as aluminum frame and glass system, again, to have more of an open feel concept to make it feel bigger. And this color renderings for the cafeteria, we were able to, because of the low ceilings that it's currently having, we had the opportunity to remove the existing ceiling tile and to have the exposed structure open with acoustical panels in the ceiling to give it more of a bigger height and have an opportunity to even make it more open, which gives the opportunity for more daylight coming into the space. And also to make it feel bigger than what it is today. We're adding wall tile along the walls with the accent colors. We are proposing to have the ceiling colored the school blue that is currently with Bayles. This means the exposed structure, the exposed beams, and even the mechanical systems that are there. There will not be a duct system as far as any equipment, but we try to make that space in the ceiling very minimal to have more of an open field concept. And as we end this presentation, as far as the design, as we have already been through the process of design. And as far as the timeline, during procurement and permitting, we are currently working on that now, and should be complete by next year, spring of 2023. And as far as the construction starts, we are looking at starting in this coming summer of 2023 and ending in the summer and fall of 2024. And that's what I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your presentation, Ms. Boyd. Now we're going to go ahead and open the floor for any questions. Feel free, you can raise your hand if you want to speak on the mic, or if you prefer to ask your questions in the chat. You can ask your questions. You can ask your questions in English or Spanish, whichever is your language of preference. Do we have any questions at this time?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, how you guys doing? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. How are you guys doing this evening? I'm Demetria Rector, cafeteria manager at Bayles. And one of the main concerns that me and my staff have is indoor storage space for like all of our dry good plasticware, like all of our plastic goods, plates, things like that we're storing right outside in the shed, just for weather conditions, things like that. Because right now we're having to go outside, to our shed, and it would be nice if we could have some indoors, the indoor storage space. So that's one of the main concerns. The other concern I was asked about is indoor refrigeration and freezers, like walk-ins. So those are like two of the main things that we were concerned about. If you could please help me with that.
I can help answer that if that's okay, Priscilla.
Yes.
So in this particular, yes, in understanding all your concerns, one of the processes of preliminary design or even pre-design is we walk through your space, and
Okay.
we also communicate with DISD as far as the requirements for a kitchen layout. And we also had a kitchen consultant involved in this project. So we were very involved as far as what was meeting the requirements and your needs that you currently don't have. And so as part of the expansion for this, I will start, we have a built-in cooler freezer area, and that
All
is
right.
in your kitchen, okay?
Okay.
Your dry storage will be in your kitchen. So we
Okay.
have, if you can see my arrow here, your dry storage here will be located inside your kitchen. We also have the kitchen manager. She will have her own office inside, and
All
you
right.
will have paper storage. You will have
Okay.
paper storage separate from the dry storage.
Okay.
And then also, as far as the kitchen staff will have a locker area and a storage and your own restroom. So
All right.
everything that we've laid out here will meet your standards. We did the best that we could that we had with Bayles, but we had the opportunity to take your cooler freezer issue and build an addition to have it accessible through the kitchen and not outside.
Okay. That all sounds really good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rector. And we do have a question in the chat from Ms. Demetria McCain. It says, I appreciate the thoughtfulness of safety as it relates to ingress to the reception area. However, does the reception area allow for proper egress in emergencies, such as exiting for a fire? Ms. Boyd,
I'll answer that. I can answer that. Yes, as far as the building itself, is designed with the appropriate egress, exiting doors and pathways. And while we were redesigning this particular area, the security vestibule, also these particular new doors will be considered exit doors as well. You will, as far as a guest or a visitor, they will not be able to come through these double doors, but all will be able to exit out through the double doors. If that makes, I hope that makes sense. So the preventative part is trying to prevent or control who is coming inside the building. But as far as exiting, the new hardware, as far as security, everything will be designed for exiting requirements.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd, and thank you, Ms. McCain, for your question. Do we have any other questions? You can please feel free to speak up, or you can place your questions in the chat.
I have a question. Vicki Martin with Claremont Neighborhood. Glad to be here this evening. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
A couple of things I have a question about. Will there be adequate watering of the new plant material that is going to be installed? I have a long history with the school and with planting things over many decades that die. And so I want to make certain that not only is it watered, but that it is also maintained. Could you address that, please?
Yes, I can. Our landscape architect has, as far as assess the existing environment, your existing landscape, with the plants that have been designed for. They are designed for the type of environment that is, as far as weather conditions, but also we have designed a small irrigation system to water those plants as well.
Okay, thank you. And I just have a comment, a couple of other things, and then I'll just get off here and listen. But this school deserves this design. This school, we have been hungry for this kind of redesign that will make us proud of our neighborhood school. And so I want to thank DISD trustee Meech Kay, and of course Gloria Kennedy and all of her staff for all the effort that they've put into ensuring that this school does look 21st century. I think it's going to give a big morale boost to the community as well as the staff. I'm so glad to see that the needs of the kitchen staff are being met. One thing that I thought I would just throw out is I know that there has been a discussion about how to build neighborhood pride in the school and how to really have the school reflect the new things that are happening, the new innovations that are happening at the school. And I just want to throw this out that it would be really great if there's something in the budget to create some kind of community mural that would address the stark concrete wall that faces the community from Telegraph. And as been pointed out to me by several of the teachers, the bus area where the children are unloaded, that is a gathering location at the front of the school. And it's very stark and not inviting. It would be nice to create something, have something creative. So that's just my community comment. And then my last thing is, can we get a copy of this plan so that we can share it with our community? Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful questions and comments, Ms. Martin. Do we have any other questions that anybody would like to ask at this point? Feel free to speak up or place your question in the chat.
Well, let me come back to see if anybody on the Dallas ISD staff can answer some of the questions that Ms. Martin raised.
Yeah, I was putting my email in the chat, Trustee Mitchke, for Ms. Morton to email me, and I can send her that presentation. I've worked with communications also to get some of our highlighted projects. I'm not sure if Bayles has it, but the quickest way would just be to email me, and I can send it to you. And our architects, we're also taking notes, and this is recorded. So as far as the mural and the location, I'm gonna ask that team to take a look at it and come back to us with some ideas.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you all so much. I also see another comment from Ms. McCain. She says, I'm looking forward to the results as a neighbor and former Bayles parent. Thank you. Hopefully the architects will have a chance to share their work and process as part of a career exploration opportunity if the principal agrees with the concept. Okay. Excellent. Would anybody like to comment on that? All right, thank you very much. Let's see, does anybody else have any comments or questions? Okay, we have one in Spanish, and I'll be happy to say it in English as well. In Spanish, I'll say it in Spanish. Me gustaría que hicieran algo en la entrada como un techo pasadizo desde donde se dejan los niños a la entrada del plantel o algo así, ya que cuando llueve los niños se mojan a la entrada o salida. Translation, I would like for a okay, Yadira placed a translation. I wish they would do something at the entrance, like a ceiling passageway from where the kids are dropped off to the entrance of the campus or something like that, since when it rains, the kids get wet at the entrance or exit. Thank you so much, translator Herbert. Would anybody like to address that?
Gloria, can you speak on that? See if we can probably get an alternate in to maybe some type of canopy.
Yes, yes, we can. As far as this, we will work with the principal. I know that we did perform a traffic management plan as far as the school routing for kids drop off and pickup area. And so what we will do is we will work with them, see what we can do and where we can provide this covered walkway. And hoping that it will not just look like it's something that's been put on, but something intentional. We will look into that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Boyd, and thank you so much, Ms. Lopez, for your question. All right, do we have any other questions? Okay, Ms. Anaceli Lopez says, gracias por tomarnos en cuenta. Thank you for taking us into account. Okay, we have Mr. Meliton Velasquez who's raising his hand. Mr. Velasquez, go ahead with your question.
I'm sorry about that. That was an accident. I'm using my phone and I
Oh, okay, no
accidentally
worries.
depressed
Okay, well, if you don't, okay, no worries at all. Let's see, we have a comment from Ms. Hussein. Good evening, and thank you all so much for working together for the betterment of Bayles. I am one of the proud APs. As part of the front entrance renovation are the stairs and surrounding landscape being renovated. I have a safety concern. There is a lot of mud runoff after it rains and would like to prevent this in the future. Ms. Boyd, would you like to answer that question?
I'm sorry. Yes, I can answer that. So part of the design, it does include regrading certain areas. And yes, we are aware if there's muddy areas. And so we have a civil engineer consultant who is working on this design as well. As far as the front entry, the ramps and the stairs will be redesigned to meet the needs for the front entrance itself. But as far as the mud issue, we are working that currently right now.
Thank you so much, Ms. Boyd, and thank you so much, Ms. Hussein, for your question. All right, do we have any other questions? Okay, I don't believe we have any more questions. We can go ahead and Chief Alfred, would you like to say any words before we close the meeting?
No, again, I just thank you guys for coming out. It's always great to engage the community and get you guys feedback. Hold on, something popped up.
Thank you so much. Also, Principal Kennedy, would you like to say some words?
Just thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you to this great team for the design. We're excited going forward. Thank you again.
And Trustee Mitch K, would you like to say some words as well?
Yeah, I'd like to join in thanking everyone for participating and thanking the team for putting together this presentation and thanking the voters for approving the bond program, which allows us to do some of this work. I think the school is going to be much safer, and it's going to look a lot better. And we're grateful that all of you are going to be a part of it. And thank you for being part of this meeting.
Thank you so much, Trustee Mitch K. And thank you all for your participation for this wonderful conversation. Wishing you all a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.